The U.S. women's national soccer team has secured its place in Sunday's World Cup final. The team beat England 2-1 yesterday. That win made the women the first team ever to reach 3 consecutive women's World Cup finals. The team will take on either Sweden or the Netherlands. Roger Gonzalez is a soccer writer for CBS Sports, and he joins me now to talk all about the game. Thanks for joining us. So, they've already sort of broken a record without even playing the final game yet, just by getting there. Kristen Press and Alex Morgan scored goals for the U.S. yesterday. But there was another big moment when the U.S. goalie saved a penalty kick with just under 10 minutes left in regular time. Can you tell me about that moment, what it was like?
Yeah, Alyssa Nair's a player who really there are a lot of question marks surrounding her entering this tournament because the U.S. had been accustomed to Hope Solo having one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So it was an opportunity for her to prove herself on the biggest of stages. And, for a penalty kick with under 10 minutes to go that would have potentially forced extra time, she read it perfectly. She went low, made a huge save, could be the defining moment of her career, gets her to a World Cup final, and she's viewed as one of the heroes so far. It was quite the day for her.
And that wasn't the only call that made a pretty big difference. One of England's goals was actually called back after an offside violation. How did that impact the game?
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a clear goal and be at 2-2. And, with the video assistant referee that we've seen in all these tournaments, even though it's been controversial at times, it got the call right. That's a call that, without video assistant referee, maybe it stands because it's kind of one of those borderline, really too close to call sometimes. But the U.S. gets the benefit there, and it's the right call when you consider what VAR is supposed to do. And the U.S. was able to dodge a bullet there and hold on.
So the UK, we're talking about a really good team here. And for the second half of the game, they were really sort of on the offensive. They were very aggressive, right? Because they needed to equalize. They needed an equalizing goal. And the U.S. dealt with them very well. What does this mean moving forward? What sort of team are we going to see on Sunday?
Well, specifically this game, but then also looking at the ones against France and Spain, the U.S. has had to face a bit of adversity after really cruising through the group stage. So I think these types of results really help this team to prepare for a final. Megan Rapinoe said that if the U.S. is down 2-0 in the 80th minute, they still feel like they're going to win. So that just shows the confidence that they have in themselves. And so if they feel like that when they're down 2-0, when they have an advantage, you have to think, they think it's almost impossible for them to lose. They've been able to hold on to 2-1 leads in 3 straight games, and I think that sets them up really well for the final, be it against the Netherlands or Sweden.
Yeah, and when people saw Megan Rapinoe on the sidelines, there were some nerves there. She's nursing a minor hamstring injury. She says that she's going to be able to play in Sunday's game. Is that a for sure thing or what?
It seems certain.
Okay.
She trained today. She was in practice and was going through the regular motions and was more kind of precautionary, it seemed, against England in the semis. So they should have her good to go. But even if they don't, just for Kristen Press to come in and get a goal and play as well as she did, this is a U.S. team that has players on their bench that could start for the majority of other teams at the World Cup. So no matter who plays, I think they'll be just fine. We've seen people continue to doubt Jill Ellis, whether it's changing the lineup or changing players, but she's never lost a World Cup game as the coach of the U.S. So this is a group of women that know what they're doing. They've been so successful, and I'm excited to see how they do on Sunday.
So right now we don't know who Team USA is going to be playing until we find out the outcome of the game again between the Netherlands and Sweden. But tell me about these two teams, and who do you want to see the U.S. play against?
Yeah, so Sweden's a team that's become kind of a rival of the U.S. over the last several years. Sweden knocked the U.S. out of the 2016 Olympics. The U.S. already beat Sweden in the group stage of this tournament 2-0. So there's a bit of a rivalry there. It's really physical when they play, certainly intense, really competitive matchup. And the Netherlands is a team that really, they won Euro 2017, which was kind of surprising, even though they were the host. They struggled to qualify for this World Cup, so the expectations weren't as high, but they've looked really, really good. I think the U.S. would like to play Sweden because I think, playing against a rival, they would be certainly up for any game, but specifically that one. So I would prefer the U.S. to play Sweden. I think Netherlands is a team that has more talent in attack that could, cause some trouble for the U.S. But whoever they play, the U.S. is going to be the strong favorite, and I expect them to take home their 4th World Cup title.
I like how that sounds. Roger Gonzalez, thank you very much.
Thank you.